Good morning, everyone. It's Sunday morning here in Ireland. It's Sunday morning everywhere, all over the world, but it's morning time in Ireland. I'm in a county. If you're Irish, you'll know where that is. It's County Limerick. If you're not from Ireland, you won't know that it's a very special day for County Limerick because today they are in a final of our national sport. It's a hurling game. It's an amazing sport. You should check it out on YouTube. I might put a little clip in the comment section of this video. But hurling is just an amazing ancient sport we play in Ireland, and this county of Limerick are in the final today. And as you'll see, maybe out through the window, you can see the ticket tape is up, bunting is up white and green. And here in front of this castle today, there's going to be, you see that castle? There's going to be a big screen, so we're going to come down and watch the final here with our family. But one thing about Limerick hurling that they've done this year a little bit differently is they have been holding their heads when maybe other teams would have lost theirs. And I understand that they have actually hired somebody to help them with their mindset. So mind is everything. You know, the body is an instrument of the mind. So therefore, if you're in control of your mind, you're in control of the actions of your body. Whereas if you've got a whole team of individuals, which we refer to as a mastermind, a whole team of individuals thinking the same way, as it certainly was evident in the semi-final. They were playing in another county called Cork, and Cork, I think, were about 8 points up with a few minutes to go, and it looked like it was all lost for Limerick, which unfortunately has been a kind of a curse in the past, where they've let things slip on the finals. They haven't even won it for 40-something years, but this was a different team. They kept playing the same way they've been playing right throughout the championship. They kept their heads, played their unique style, their beautiful style of hurling, and sure enough, they won the game. I think closing an 8-point gap and coming on to win in extra time. So amazing story, really hoping they win today. Now, the reason for this video is about this book. So I'm going to be reading this book in its entirety, U2 by Price Pritchett. And chapter 2 is about quantum leaping. Okay, so quantum leap, he starts off to say, to put it simply, as human beings, we are going to have to reframe our ideas about the universe and how we fit into it. So quantum leap is a term that's taken from the vocabulary of the new physics, which is quantum physics, the science behind such technological breakthroughs as lasers, televisions, computers, space communication, and nuclear energy. Quantum physics is described as the most powerful science ever conceived by human beings. It requires a major rethinking of such concepts as time and space and how human consciousness operates. He goes on to say, quantum physics also has a staggering implications regarding you, your potential and the power of your mind. To put it simply, as human beings, we're going to have to reframe our ideas about the universe and how we fit into it. Fred Alan Wolf, in his award-winning book titled Taking the Quantum Leap, describes the term as, quote, the explosive jump that a particle of matter undergoes in moving from one place to another. In a figurative sense, taking the quantum leap means taking a risk, going off into an uncharted territory with no guide to follow. Kind of reminds me of, you know, hundreds and hundreds of years ago, the explorers that left Europe to go and quote-unquote conquer the United States, you know, to go and discover the new land. For them, it must have been that they were taking quantum leaps and taking a risk and going off into uncharted territory. So this book is, you know, we've pretty much discovered every part of Earth, and I think now we're going to discover the inner part of the universe, which is our mind. He goes on just to finish this short chapter. Physicists studying quantum mechanics note that particles make these jumps without apparent effort and without covering all of the bases between the starting and the ending points. So they're not going from point to point to point. They are taking quantum leaps. So I'll say it again. Physicists studying quantum mechanics, they note that these particles are making jumps without apparent effort and without covering all the bases between the starting and ending points. And he says, finally, what's going on here? How does this happen? And if this is possible for you, is it possible for you as an individual to do something very similar in your personal performance? So I know, look, we love YouTube, we love books when it comes to personal development. There's people out there, and I know that you've heard, and I was definitely one of these people who saw story after story, testimonial after testimonial, and you were like, yeah, but they're selling something. That can't be the case. But I'm telling you, it can, and it is, because I'm one of a few hundred consultants in the world working with Bob Proctor, who we all have our own story to tell from what we've done as clients of the program Thinking into Results. But now as consultants, we can see more every day through our clients what they're getting. And they're the same people living the same lives, working the same jobs, but just doing more with the 24 hours a day that they have, doing more with the physical body that they've been given the gift of the use of throughout their life. And that's it. It's sometimes, as Napoleon Hill says, sometimes the quantum leap isn't something that's extraordinary. It's often just one step further than your previous failure. It doesn't mean you got to, you know, do all this extra effort you've done before and then do 10 times more of that. It's not. This book, remember, U2, is about doing things easier, not doing things harder, you know. So I look forward to talking to you more about this tomorrow. I just want to look at one more point. To put it simply, human beings, we're going to have to reframe our ideas about the universe and how we fit into it. I was listening to Dr. Wayne Dyer, the late Dr. Wayne Dyer, on Tuesday last, and then that changed my whole week and how it went. He just made an analogy of, look at the universe, right? Look at the planet Earth that we live on. No fish can live outside of the ocean. The ocean doesn't let any fish outside of its domain, and equally, no land dweller, as he calls it, can live comfortably in the oceanic environment. Yes, we've mastered scuba and all that sort of technology, but there's not too many land creatures that can go and live in the sea permanently. So they're perfect in their environment, and the land creatures are perfect in our environment. And, you know, the universe and nature is just the most crazy thing. I know you've all watched Planet Earth with David Attenborough, and you've seen something and you're like, God, that's amazing. You know, it's stuff you never knew about nature and how it's the symmetry. And, you know, there has to be something behind all this. And if there is something behind this, let's say there is, you know, God, I'm not saying God isn't real or whatever, but just if you believe that there's a creator, that there's a source of everything, then why do people doubt where they are right now? Why do they not think that you're part of some bigger plan? And if you're kind of stuck at the moment in the progression and the realization of your goal, why do you think that you've gotten these ideas, you've gotten the support, you're on your way there, and then all of a sudden, whoever put you there has kind of said, yeah, do you know what, we're going to mess it all up for you. They haven't. It's just be patient. It is going to come true. It is going to be realized as long as you're taking the daily actions. You know, mere talent alone isn't good enough, and awareness of your goal and your potential isn't good enough. You've got to keep taking the actions towards it on a consistent daily basis. Until the 11th hour, the 59th minute, it's not over. And even if you pass your deadline and you haven't received your goal or you haven't got what you wanted, don't worry. It might, you know, we know the gestation of every seed on the planet, how long it takes for a carrot to grow, a potato to grow, how long it takes for a baby to be formed before birth. But we don't have a way of finding out how long it takes for the seeds of thought that are planted to grow and come to fruition. However, we do know that we need to be the gardeners. We need to get rid of the weeds, which is the negative thinking, and we've got to fertilize that soil with actions, with working on ourselves, increasing our belief in ourselves, raising our vibrations to not force our way to get to things, but to attract things to us. So that's it, guys. That's quantum leaping. It's a short chapter. I made it a lot longer, but it goes to show, like, you know, first thing in the morning, getting this material into your mind, it really gets you thinking. And thinking is everything. Thinking is your mind is everything. So I hope you're enjoying listening to U2. Tomorrow is chapter 3. Best of luck to Limerick. Come on, Limerick. Two of my three kids are born in Galway, and one of them is shouting for Galway. But Limerick, come on. They've been waiting so long. Galway won it last year, so it'd be great for Limerick to win. So come on, Limerick. Talk to you tomorrow.